All right, everybody. So welcome back. If you enjoyed the speed networking, please let us know. If it was not enjoyable or if you didn't partake, keep it to yourself. But now we're on to RevOps partner tracks. This is where we learn what teams can set up and sell on top of HubSpot, but in the Rev operations category. The first presenter is Omer with Dealhub. Omer, what are we going to learn today? And please introduce yourself in the process while you're setting up your screen.
All right. Thank you so much, Alex. Great to be here. Hi, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the event so far. Well, kind of an interesting presentation and some demonstrations ready for you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Dealhub, about what it is that we do for sales organizations, how we provide value. And more important for today's session is talk about how we can partner and how you can actually grow your business with Dealhub by providing some very fascinating services to your clients, to sales CRM clients.
Awesome. Okay, so what are the important facts that we should know about who should we sell to? What is this all about? Let's get into the
all right, let's dive into it. Yeah, sure. So again, Dealhub is a suite of solutions eventually meant to help salespeople do what salespeople need to do: close business, do it fast, do it easy, without mistakes, and it's not very easy. So we are a very interesting solution that goes well, integrates to HubSpot CRM, and provide real value to salespeople. So let's talk a little bit about who we sell to and what are the primary use cases. We sell to a variety of verticals. We are very strong with software and tech companies. A lot of SaaS organizations use our solution. But then again, it doesn't stop there, right? There's professional services organizations, utilities, any type of services for that matter. They all need to create very, very sophisticated quotes these days. And it goes through manufacturing and other industries. We are curious and we are excited every time to see that another type of customer and vertical is actually a good fit for a joint offering. When we talk about use cases, well, it's as easy as talking about what people need in order to successfully close a deal. So we're talking about how to generate an error-free quote for a customer, how to get the CRM adoption in a good place where you have accurate data, accurate forecasting. How do you get a grip on discounts in the organization? How do you make sure there's no revenue leakage and put a seal to it? And last, I will mention contract lifecycle management, because every good quote has to come with a little bit of terms and conditions. So we take care of all of that for a very reasonable price of $75 per user per month. So if you're curious about our price point range, that's the least price. That's how we start. And of course, it changes in the larger enterprise level deals. Let's say a few words about how you can partner with us, right? So if you're in the business of offering Sales Hub to your customers, you have to know that you need a good CPQ to go along with it. So this is exactly the solution you need to enhance the Sales Hub offering and make sure that you tick all the boxes. It will help you also in competitive environments, right? When there's another CRM vendor with another CPQ there, you need to know that you need to have a very strong competitive offering, and that's the combination of HubSpot and Dealhub. Last point I want to make: if you are in the business of offering CPQ to your client, you're now getting a very strategic relationship with some interesting stakeholders like CRO, VP sales, head of business operations, head of RevOps, and a lot of times we see also the CFO or the VP finance as a new stakeholder. So all of that comes with the goodies of offering CPQ to your clients.
Killer. Well, why don't you get the demo set up? I'll review some keywords and some other relevant services. So I can review this if you want to move on to the demo, so we can get through this according to the 20-minute time frame that we have. So what we're showing here, if you watched previous partner tracks, this is important. So what we want to do is give you some idea of what you should be listening for and what you should be qualifying for your client base and how you should kind of consider incorporating Dealhub. So CRM, data accuracy, controlling discounts, shortening sales cycles, those are buying keywords that you should listen to before you present a Dealhub or consider yourself as a Dealhub potential partner. Other services relevant to Dealhub: sales, CRM implementation, makes sense. RevOps consulting, of course. Anything with sales processes, digital transformation is a good way to consider entering Dealhub into the conversation. And then products that are relevant. Hopefully you're all on HubSpot. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. Salesforce as well. And then billing systems like ChargeBee and others, and then ERP systems like NetSuite. Omer, go ahead and let's get into the.
Thank you. I should get you doing more of my slides. You're doing a great job. All right, I think we're ready to take a. Well, what happened to my slides? Why is it not moving to the next slide? A glitch here. Let me fix that. All right, moving to the next slide. So we want to take a sneak peek of what it looks like in real life. And I want to remind you all that eventually, what is a quote? In the old days, when you send a quote to your client, it's eventually a document. Could be a PDF or a Word document or an Excel sheet, depending on your business. And that's fine. We do that as well. But I want to start my short demonstration with the end story, and that's a digital deal room. Because in Dealhub, we also took the fact of the notion of quoting to the 21st century to make it digital and to make it fun and engaging. And what do I mean by that? Let me show you. When you click on create a proposal with Dealhub, you're actually creating also this type of a website, which is a proposal on a website, and that enables us to go to a much more interesting places. This is the cover letter of my quote, and here's where I can put a lot of information about what it is that I'm selling. Because this is a website, we can actually integrate a YouTube video or any other rich media that is relevant for websites, and that's really fun. And of course, then you can include all the information about your quote, like the pricing or the legal section. And if everything goes well, you can even go ahead and sign the deal right there using our internal electronic signature capability of the product. By the way, you can see here also an example of a web form, right? So as opposed to a one-sided PDF, a website can enable us to ask our customer, the buyer, to fill out some details that we need in order to close this deal. So this is actually becoming like a virtual place for customers, sellers, and buyers to meet and close a deal. And that's great. And this is what digital deal rooms are all about. Let me show you another example from one of our customers. What is cool about this is how nicely it looks and how you can really brand it to look like your own website, but it's actually a quote. And there's a lot of great things that we do with digital deal rooms. So just keep in mind, this is the way quotes look like when you're using Dealhub CPQ. Now, I want to take one more minute to talk about the process of getting those quotes ready. In Dealhub, we took a different approach to quotes. And instead of having the user to choose from a very long list of products or SKUs or services, we're going through a playbook, like a guided workflow. Let me show you quickly how it looks in real life. Here's my CRM, here's my lovely HubSpot right here. And the integration with Dealhub is here. You can see create quote and view quotes. And if I create a quote, I click on create a new quote, I'm actually getting into this type of a playbook. This is a customized playbook that just has some simple questions in English where I can go ahead, select the product that I would like to sell, how much of each of the items, and for how long in this case. And every selection that I make in this playbook has real-time impact in my quote summary. And I'm not going to take you through the entire playbook right now because our time today is short, but obviously, if this is a good teaser for you and you'd like to see more, I invite you to partner with us and ask for a demo. We'll take you through a very detailed demo so you can see the entire magic and how it happens. But this is quoting in a really different way, so much easier, so much hassle-free, and a lot of capabilities here. So that was my very quick tour of the product. Let's go back to our presentation so we'll get to talk a bit more.
Yeah, and I like that. So I'm looking at setting up the Dealhub, the actual deal rooms. I'm looking at integration of HubSpot. I'm looking at consulting with my client to optimize the processes, some ongoing maintenance in there. Or maybe I don't have that sort of relationship with my client yet. I'm getting there. Maybe you're an inbound agency that wants to do more RevOps. You can start by referring and then doing some consulting. And then once your client runs into walls, step in and maybe support, and then with the next client be more of a setup, integrate, manage, and maintain. All right, cool. Let's go into service one. What is your first suggested service I should be selling?
came up with some example ideas. And again, I really leave it up to my partners to decide how they want to approach their market with services around Dealhub. But the one thing that I chose to mention here on this slide is the fact that what I just showed you as a playbook, it's just a great concept that brings a need for a lot of know-how, a lot of business acumen, if you think about it. And customers will need some advice. They will need someone professional to help them build the right sales playbook, to maintain it, to change it, etc. So for you as our partners, this brings a real consultative opportunity to really get into the trenches and really get into the sales processes and be the best trusted advisor for your customers. For example, what questions should be in that playbook? What logic should be there? What bundles or discounts and what should trigger what? What approval workflows you might want to invoke depending on specific questions or policies, etc. All of that is something that requires services around it. It could be before, during, and after the implementation of the actual software when you think about it. So just as an example, it could be sales playbook consulting package, anywhere between 50 to 200 hours, depending on the complexity and your customer's needs. That's just one offering example. The second one I'd like to mention is just the ongoing CPQ maintenance, because again, this stuff is not plug and play. It's not just one-time effort. Everybody knows sales is a living, dynamic business. It changes, marketing changes, sales policies changes. So the business will require that this solution will adjust to those changes. It should be agile. It should change in days, in weeks, in hours. So you can find yourself as a trusted advisor selling a retainer service package for your customers. It could be as an extension of a retainer that you already have with those customers, or a standalone service retainer for ongoing sales processes, maintenance, CPQ updates, whatever the right naming should be. But that's just an example, the tip of the iceberg of what you could do around Dealhub CPQ.
Yeah, and if you're a RevOps agency, if you call yourself that, if you are that, you should be getting these questions asked by your clients already, and probably have already started looking into something like this. So if you haven't come across Dealhub yet, you will. Very nice. Let's move on to what is the partner track itself. What am I doing today? What am I doing tomorrow? What are you doing today? What are you going to do tomorrow to keep me on this track?
Amazing. So we are happy to have more and more partners joining us. And for those partners that will join us on this journey, we have prepared a very simple and logical onboarding path on the road to success together, starting from a very minimal, risk-free, easy to join referral agreement. And eventually it's all about, getting you some basic knowledge about Dealhub and enabling you to refer customers to us. And of course, with the right referral fees attached to it. The moment we sign such an agreement, we already start to work together, and we give you access to valuable resources that you need in order to successfully open the door for a Dealhub opportunity, including access to our Dealhub demo. The next logical step is to do some joint go-to-market, some co-marketing, whether it's joint webinars or social activities or blog posts, any idea that you have in order to approach your existing market share or new customers. We'll be happy to work with you on that. The next stage will be the more technical training and on-the-job training. Once we do win some customers together, it's a great opportunity to go to the more deep enablement stage, including what we call the show me, guide me, and let me approach that eventually will get you to be self-sufficient and certified to provide the real services around the CPQ. And last is to get into the real momentum when we are getting a joint go-to-market plan, growing, adding more customers. And eventually in this phase, we are hoping to share with you leads and deals that we are winning and asking you to be our services arm as well. So that's kind of the holy grail. That's the North Star. That's where we're heading. And hopefully in a very quick time.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. So let's keep this going. I think we have a few minutes left. And we have some examples to show.
Let's do. So first of all, just to talk about some of the questions people might ask you or you might ask yourself. So I want to quickly refer to those. First of all, why CPQ and why now? Folks, let me tell you, this is the year to be in the business of CPQ, right? Because when there is a economic stress and some of the customers are experiencing some reduction in their budgets, They all need to get their sales processes in order. They all need to get their quotes out ready, fast, and engaging. And they need to put a seal on any revenue leakage. And this is why a CPQ offering is very, very relevant. And then you might ask, okay, so I need a CPQ, but why Dealhub? So then I will say, folks, this is the enterprise scale CPQ for any HubSpot customer. That's for sure. We're working with HubSpot and we're working with all the HubSpot partners, and we've proven it again and again. This is the only enterprise scale CPQ to consider. We have a very fast time to value, and we are the #1 CPQ on the G2 website, the voice of the customer, for the last 4 years, and just announced the 5th year. So that's great. And keep that in mind, really. Can we talk about a case study?
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk real quickly about what is the end result, and then get into some of the what's in it for me as we go through this, and kind of what is the bigger picture, I guess, with this.
I'm trying to be conscious of time, so I won't spend too much time here, but I wanted to mention this specific example. Why? Because it's an example of how Dealhub together with HubSpot is really worth gold. And we can really displace a 400 seats account that used to work with Salesforce CRM, Salesforce CPQ, and we've proven to the customer that our joint value is superior. And together we actually won this deal, and we went live in such a short time, as quickly as 3 weeks to go live with the CPQ in production. So AGO is just one example of those success stories, and there's a lot more. And I'm looking forward to have some success stories with you folks, our partners. For that, I want to mention one more thing. When we talk about, there's something here that we need to get rid of. When we talk about marketing, our commitment is, of course, to make you famous, like Alex likes to say. If we are in partnership, we will publish your logo and your URL on our partner's website. We are happy to have joint events with you, like with this handsome gentleman here, Mr. Doug Wen. For those of you who know him, we had a great event together for his customers. And also, of course, social media, blogs, mutual publications together, white papers, whatever comes to mind. That's definitely part of what it is that we plan to do. In order to get started, folks, it's very easy. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, right? Step number 1, schedule a meeting with me. Approach me using the Partner Hub, right? We are on Partner Hub, so it's easy to find us and get a meeting with us. Then step number 2, we will sign the simple referral agreement, get some discussions going, and that's it. We're hitting the road together on the road to really accelerate your business with CPQ offering and a lot of business around it.
Killer. So we ended with a little bit of time. We've got 2 minutes, so we can go through some of the devil's advocate FAQ. So Dealhub implementation and learning curve. What would you say? Is it a steep learning curve to get my first implementation done? And what do you personally, Omer, your partner team, as well as the Dealhub support team, do with me and for me to make that first sale and implementation easy?
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's not rocket science. There's a lot to learn, because eventually there is a software here. There is some technical connectivity to map between the CPQ and the CRM. Mm-hmm. So we will teach you all of that, and you will join us in a on-the-job training as part of our joint projects. But then the next stage, which is to learn how to administrate the application. There's a lot of capabilities. It's rich of features. But a lot of the success and a lot of the knowledge is actually understanding the business of the client. So that's why I'm saying that eventually, if you're in the business of RevOps, and if you're in the business of knowing your customers, then you already have maybe 80% of the success. All you need to do is learn a little bit of the how, bits and bytes of the actual software, and we will teach you that. But you can do a great job as a consultant and as an onboarding implementation partner if you have the knowledge of the business and the familiarity with your customers.
Got it. And let's say we go down this track and we're getting to the go-to-market phase. Is there an operation, or at least a sort of a process of, hey, let's generate some leads back to our agencies. I know you kind of touched on that, but let's revisit that one more time, because I think everyone's gonna want to know.
It's definitely, like I said, it's the North Star. It's where we want to go with our most experienced and excellent partners. Dealhub is eventually a software vendor. We have our own customer success. We have great resources in-house, but our plan is to grow so fast that there is no chance we can do it all by ourselves. And that's exactly what we're trying to do here, to get a good ecosystem of partners that will be there on the ground, close to the customers, and we'll be able to provide those excellent services. So that's the direction.
Done.
All right.
Thank you, Omer. We'll see you in chat. Hang out if you can. And there's your contact info if anyone wants to get in touch.
Amazing. Folks, enjoy the rest of the event. Thank you for being with me, and I'm looking forward to partnering with you.